So I really love these old DuroFlex RL435 emergency lights, and I have a bunch of them all over the house, and they're great when the power goes out. They have a two-stage light, and they're really bright, and they last a long time. And they don't make them anymore, and the big problem with them is that the battery goes out after a number of years. I don't think they like being on the charger continuously. So eventually you need to replace the battery, and I thought I was going to do these two tonight. One of these just has a yellow light, and the other has a green light, but when the power goes out, neither one comes on. So I'm assuming the battery in both of these is dead. So it's not too hard to change the battery, and thought I'd do a quick video on it for the, 5 people who think to look on YouTube to replace a goofy battery in an obscure emergency light. These take... these 18650 batteries, which are used inside of a lot of consumer electronics like this, and they're also used inside Teslas. They take thousands of these and make battery packs out of them. They're very popular with the electric car crowd. And they're a little bigger than an AA. They're called 18650s because they're 18 millimeters round. You can kind of maybe see that, and then 65 millimeters long. So that's how they get their name. And you can get these on eBay or Amazon. The thing about them is, though, there's a lot of charlatans selling crappy batteries like this one. You see, this one says it has a power rating of, almost 10,000 milliamps there, and that's nonsense. No battery of this form factor has that much power. So this is just kind of a marketing scam. And I've tested these batteries, and they're rubbish, but they happen to be all I have around tonight, so I'm going to use them because I don't think this application is that critical, and if they go out, I'll replace them again, but otherwise I'm just never going to use them for anything. So a real legitimate 18650 battery will go 2500 or to like 3500 milliamp hours. So when you see a specification like that, that's more realistic. I think I got these on eBay, and of course they're on Amazon too. So let's go ahead and open this up. I did a few of these a few years ago. I haven't done one since. This is a number 2 Phillips, so we'll just take out these 4 screws in the back. Well, actually, this is kind of disgusting looking. Let's maybe clean it up a little first with a little alcohol here. Make it a little less icky. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Take that. Put that one aside for a minute. So there's that, and then I think this just opens, and I kind of remember the switch maybe slides out a little bit, but it's pretty easy to get into here. Yeah, there we go. And this little switch piece is just a piece of rubber that sits in a slot here, so you have to be careful when you reassemble it, but it's not too difficult. So this is the battery itself here. So let me freeze frame here for a second, because everything I did with this light after this point is kind of stupid. I don't know whether you can see it, but there's metal tabs or terminals, pieces of sheet metal, spot welded to the top and bottom of the battery, and then the wire is soldered to those terminals. For some reason, I've forgotten that what you want to do is pry the tabs off, move them to the new battery, and connect the wires to that. So for this light, I started soldering the wires directly to the battery, and then of course they were too short and it wouldn't fit, and it was a big mess because I was just being dumb. Because I was distracted because the Orion was going up on the Space Launch System and I just wasn't thinking. So let's skip to the second one, which went a lot better when I remembered how to actually do this properly, and I won't waste your time with this one, although I may steal some of the commentary from this one and drop it into the soundtrack on that one. Well, the space launch system's in their hold at T-minus 10. So let's see, we can just at least take a look in here. Now we know what we're doing. We can go fast. So do we see any? I don't see any capacitors blowing up or anything. So this heat could be external. It is worrisome. So I can get that off of there. And again, you can just use solder braid or just a soldering iron to loosen this to come right off, and then you can clean it up with solder braid if you have to. This is just faster. So that's the button end, and we'll pry this off again. Again, just like opening a can of tuna or something, or a tin of sardines. That's what it's like. So we can straighten this thing back out. Reasonably so. Now we can slide this jacket off of here, and here's our other new cell still in the wrapper. Now, since this is proving to be kind of a pain, I wish I was using good batteries, but oh well. But it does mean we can do stuff like this now. Oh, much easier the second time, isn't it? And this is some liquid flux, some Kester 4. Oh god, what is it? I buy this on eBay, and so I want to flux this end so that the solder flows quickly. Now there are people who have built you know, homemade spot welding rigs on eBay, on YouTube, and you can look at some of those videos and make one of your own, and then you could just tack this thing on there with a chunk. But again, I'm going to try to solder it, and it's a little tricky. So this is a wide tip, 800 degrees, so it's really hot. I'll try to get in and out of here really fast. I'm just noticing this is Radio Shack solder. I must have had this roll for 25 years. It's a 0.032. I'd rather use something larger, but anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, except for that little tail, that is much better. This little tail. cut it off if it offends aesthetic sensibility here. It's just solder. Okay, so we know this is going to lay this way. We can look at the old one. And the other one goes exactly the opposite way. So let's see if we can get that on there. Again, we're just going to pry this off. Let's see, how's the... Oh, did it launch? They're showing a picture of the moon. Okay, Space Launch System hasn't gone yet. Let's see here. So let's do this. Got to keep going back down to the base and just like a tin of sardines because you don't want to rip the metal. Sometimes I have ripped the metal, actually. I'm going to go with try the smaller ones here. See if I... No, not enough leverage. Come on. It's okay, I don't need all the metal, but it'd be nice to... I wonder... I just thought I'd give that a try, but no, that's not going to do it. So this is spot welded really well, so I may just tear the metal or cut the metal. There we go. Just needed more force, quite a lot of force. So there's the, see the spot welds. We'll uncurl this. Maybe use these to get that straight again. And now this goes exactly opposite. So if that tab's on that side, this goes opposite on this side. Again, we can use this to hold it up. Whoop. Maybe. I don't know why having the cutters down seems more beneficial to me. Okay, so that's there. So this is going to go here. Stay up. Can you see it? There we go. Hard to get in there. Get the iron up to temp. Space Launch System still on the pad. All right, here we go. Yeah. That's a little blobby, but it'll work. NASA TV says the Space Launch System is not going to launch any sooner than 1:04, which is 10:04 here on the West Coast. So I've got about 6 minutes. So let's see what we can do here. So that was the positive side. That goes down there. And then this one goes here. Shall we do this one first? Is this actually going to fit? Boy, it is such a tight fit. I'm gonna see what I can do about this blob because it's a little too blobby. See if I can get just a little extra room. It'd be nice to have. Shit. Well, screwed that up. Okay, so I managed to knock that off and have to resolder it, and this time I'm going to use tape. And try not to be so blobby about it. That's more like it. A little more restrained. You know, I've only been soldering for 40 years. You think I'd be better at it. All right, let's see. How do we do? Well, now that's really good because it's on there and it's not too thick. And it's opposite where it should be. So hopefully this will all go together now. Let's see what happens here. So negative first, huh? Is that what we said? And I might try to get a bit of a mechanical connection that time. We'll switch to the smaller solder. Again, I don't know if this one's going to work because of the... This is way too hot. Get on there. Okay, now, oh, I could have put this on if I was clever. Oops. Take that off for a second. Oops, keep banging it. All right, let's see, can we get this here? Oh, came on, so it was the battery. Hopefully it doesn't have other problems. Let me try to squish this together. Am I in the frame? Okay. Come on, you. Get it through the hole. This time I am giving it a J hook to kind of hold it on there. Turn those off. Let's see, we just started this bad boy here. Gonna put some flux on there actually. Good. All right, clean that off. Okay, that's more like it. That's kind of how you're supposed to do it. Let's see if we can get this, put this back down over here. Oops. Yeah. That's a little more professional. And I'll put that back on there. Put this back on here. Oh, put the little on-off switch. Put the little on-off switch in its little slot. And then this should go right on. So this one I did pretty good. Oh, knock the window out. Let's turn it upside down. Get in there, you. I keep looking at the thing because I want to watch the rocket go off. So hang on a second. I'll just fiddle this in a second. Okay, it's about 10 minutes later. I kept messing with this. Why wouldn't this end close? Why wouldn't this end close? And the reason is the metal tab here on the button has to be down in the slot. If it's sticking up, the plastic won't come together. So that was the reason for that. Now that I've got it in there, let's see if I can get that on there. Okay, good. Put the lens back in. NASA TV is just showing the crowd at the Space Center. So, but they don't have a countdown, so I don't know what's really going on with that. But it hasn't launched yet. And so then we'll just screw this back together. But we're good, so we'll try it with power. Okay, let's go plug them in. NASA's conducting the final pull for launch. Let's see if these blow up. The way these little tangs go in is so tenuous, we may have a little spark some joy here. Huh, still orange. Oh, I guess it's charging. So then, doing what it's supposed to do, power goes off when I unplug it. Put you back in there, he's charging up. Put you here, he's charging up. He comes off power. Okay, so I think after all that we're all fixed. One's the wrong way, one's the right way. So that's it. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
And here we go.
10.
Hydrogen burn-off igniters initiate. 7, 6, 5, 4-stage ignition start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.